It's Thursday, January 2nd, 2020, 9:25 a.m. I did 16 minutes of this video, but then had to take chicken out of the freezer for mom, so I'm redoing it. I don't know. I'm in a cranky mood today. I don't know why. But that really annoyed me. I'm just really cranky. So this video is going to be long, going over 2019 and going over the decade. Christmas was good. I got a blanket, or weighted blanket, 12 pounds, which is awesome. I got a Gordon Freeman statue. I got a Justin Bieber pop. I got the unboxing day. I bought myself Kylo Ren pop. I got a Agents of Shield Hydra hoodie, which is awesome. That's my new favorite sweater, and I got an AEW t-shirt. I believe that's everything. Overall, Christmas was good. Last year, I remember it was shitty because of arguments. This year, the only argument was just a typical, leave milkshake here. No, but why? Because no. But why? Because no. So overall, it was good. I think it was fine, which was nice. During our exchange of wishes, Mom cried for Danny, which was unexpected but nice. Yeah, overall, it was good. It was a green Christmas. Last year, I totally forgot, but I was looking through the videos. It was also a green Christmas, and it was like, it was warm up into January, and then I remember, and then apparently I said, I hope it's not winter until like April or May or something like that, and it was. So looking forward to winter not ending until like mid-June this year again. That'll be cool. Cause yeah, it was like sweater weather a week ago. There was no snow. Only the last couple days has been snowing and freezing rain and stuff. So I hate every single second of it. It annoys me. 2019 overall was good. In the video, one of the videos, the January video, I said it was going to be the year of school, and it's going to be quick, but it's also going to be long, and that's exactly what it was. It was a very studious year. It was busy in that sense. Thinking back now, it was pretty quick, but in the moment it felt long, which is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I was excited for the year of music. Like I said in a previous video, it ended up being a very good year of music, both in terms of stuff that came out, but in terms of all the concerts that I went to. That's definitely the most concerts I went to. I'm going to try to tone that down this year just because I don't want to spend as much money. And what else was there? A couple of highlight moments in particular that I remember were the Wonderland Day, Raptors winning a championship, getting triggered that the Leafs lost. In one of the videos, apparently, I said that I thought this was definitely a year the Leafs could go far, and this was before the playoffs, I think. And nope, they got shit to bed. So I don't know. And it's cool too, cause not, I don't know, cool, but I was watching that video when they got eliminated, and I was talking about how I don't know if I'm even going to watch this season. I was a few days removed from that loss. I was like, I don't know, maybe October will change, but right now I don't know if I'll watch it, and I haven't. I haven't actually watched a full game at all this season. I've had a couple of games on, but I've never actually watched a game this season. So yeah, I still think about that game, and I'm still mad. Or that playoff series, I'm still mad. And it annoys the hell out of me. I'm happy that they got a new coach, but still mad about that. So not watching until at least the second round this year. I lost all my faith. When I said that, when I said I'm not gonna watch the second round this year, my brain initially went, well, yeah, if they even get there, though, they're going to beat Boston first, and they're not going to, so you're not going to watch it till next year, if that. So, yeah. What else? Last year, apparently, I was saying doing game reviews. I was playing Lego The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and I recorded it, I was going to make some game reviews, but I ended up not. So that was a development that never came to. Totally forgot about that. And at midpoint last year, I was working on being more present. Instead of thinking of stuff I have to do, just kind of be in this moment, and that came from just being high. And I totally forgot about that, and kind of thinking about how other people, like, what are their lives like, what do they want to be. So trying to remember that this year, and moving forward, and being a little bit more present and conscious of people and where they're at in life, if anywhere. Moving forward, 2020, starting off with a job, which I'm looking less and less forward to starting. Just like obviously the work and whatever, it's fine. Just working sucks. So yeah, this year I don't know what to expect. Kind of knew what to expect the last couple of years. So this year I don't really know. Working, but I don't know where that's going to lead, if anywhere. I don't know what's really going on. So I guess work is what's going on. But yeah, so there's that. And yeah, in terms of anything else on the 31st of New Year's Eve? I cleaned up a lot of my room. I moved the Xbox One over there to the TV shelf thing. I got rid of a whole bunch of boxes. Just get rid of a lot of the clutter. Yeah, so going over the decade then. So 2010 feels like a long time ago, but it's really not. I don't know, it's long ago, but it's not. I don't know why my brain keeps doing that. But in 2010, I was 16 years old. I was in grade 11. And that would have been the year that I believe I got my first phone, which was the mom's old phone that had half the screen missing, and I loved it. I got the blue screen simulator at some point this decade. I believe it was 2011 or 2012. I think I got that right before I started college. I got this new computer also. Back in 2010, I still wanted to act. I uploaded my first video to Hopeless Prod in January of 2010 because I would have gotten my camera Boxing Day of 2009. And I remember I didn't want to post a video with my old camera because I needed it to be good quality. I started Vigil in May of 2010, and it quickly became popular with Left 4 Dead 2 and CSS videos. And I came back to WoW in early 2011, so I would have started posting more on that channel around then. That eventually led to a partnership. In September of 2010 is when I started growing out my hair. I don't know if that's when I got my last haircut or if that's when I just decided I'm going to stop cutting it. But I started growing it then, and I cut it in April of 2012 for cancer research. Or I guess they made, not research, but they made like wigs out of it. I cut my hair bald in 2013, which I don't think I look good in. I don't think I look good with short hair. So unless I have to, I don't want to go bald. I just want to see what I look like. 2010 also would have been around the time that I found Shay Carl and Charles Trippy and started to emulate them. And that's when I started emulating people around me, my friends, people that I saw on TV, actors that I looked up to and stuff like that. I started emulating their personalities and kind of molding my own personality around that, which started off good and then ended up being just bad because it wasn't who I was, and it led to me being just a dick. In 2010, Paul Gray died, and it was the first celebrity death that affected me. In 2010 or 2011, I dated Ashley, which I thought I was in love, which looking back now, I definitely was not. We dated for a month, and it left me super depressed for like a year. I remember that would have been the time when I started listening to a lot of Darkest Hours, Human Romance album, which is still awesome. And it's weird because I listened to that album, it helped me through that depression, but for like a few years afterwards, I couldn't listen to the album because every time I listened to it, like I had those bad feelings again. And even now, like I'm 10 years removed or whatever from that relationship, I don't really care that much. It doesn't bother me at all. Like I don't care. But it's still weird because I still listen to that album and I still remember those feelings. I still feel weird. So I'm really, really glad that when Taylor and I broke up, I didn't listen to music. I made a conscious effort not to. At least for the first couple of months, just because, like, I remember when we first broke up, Devil Wears Prada was the band I was listening to on the way up, so that would have been the one I listened to on the way down. And I remember I remembered that, and I was like, I'm going to turn this off. And I had a silent car ride home, and I didn't listen to music at all because I didn't want any specific song that I liked to be associated with that moment. So yeah, and I mean, there's songs now that, like, I know that those were songs that I listened to when I was depressed, but they don't affect me the way that the Darkest Hours album does. In 2011, I started my first job in February. I worked there for 4 years, and I hated it. It was the factory. But I made a lot of good friends there. Everything except the work itself, I liked. But it taught me a lot. It taught me how I'm not someone who wants physical activity in their work. It taught me the principles of hard work, and both inside and outside of work, just so I don't have to work that job, but also to do a good job while I'm at work. I remember I was super anxious to start, and ended up being something that was pretty simple. So I did the first weekend, the Monday, it was Bill or David that were driving home with me, or driving me home, I guess, and both of them were in the car. I don't remember who was driving, though. I remember they dropped me off, and then I went to sleep the entire day. I was so damn tired. So yeah, that sucked. That job sucked, but yeah, a lot of good memories there. And looking back now, having, now 5 years, almost 5 years out of that job, it's definitely the good moments are the ones that I remember, which is nice. I still remember the shitty times, but it's definitely the good moments that have lasted, and that honestly, like, if we could get the gang back together and go work there for a weekend, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, I wouldn't do a lot of work or any, but it'd be fun to do that again. So, or maybe just, I don't know, go get sushi with everyone. I don't know, but there's that. I started college for the first time in 2011. right after high school and had the time of my life. I remember not wanting to go. I remember thinking it was dumb that everything that I was going to learn there I could learn on YouTube, and then I just didn't need to go because it wasn't, I don't know, wasn't that great. Ended up being something that I knew that ended up being something that I realized like I wouldn't have to put in the time to look this stuff up on YouTube and figure it out on my own, and I learned so much. I had so much fun. That first year was great, but the second year, especially with G1 Productions, was fantastic. And I have a lot of good memories from college. I wish we kept in touch. I wish that things didn't kind of get awkward after Taylor and I broke up, but because honestly, like while we were in college, like that was like, first of all, that was the first time I ever liked going to school, but also like that was, I don't know, I felt like a family there. I felt like everyone was my friend. I felt like I knew everyone. Everyone was cool. And we just all had such a good time. And I don't know how everyone else is, but I don't talk with anyone from college besides Taylor. So, yeah, that sucks. Remember Christine's parties were a lot of fun. Like, that was the first time, like, that was the first time I ever, like, enjoyed going to a party. Because every other time I've been to a party, like, there's been, like, an anxiety, I guess, associated with it. But, like, I had so much fun, and I looked forward to it. Like, I wanted Christine to throw more parties because I had so much fun there. So, yeah. That was weird. Well, it's not weird. Just weird that I guess I like parties of people, like everyone that was there, like everyone in class was there. So it was like I had a whole bunch of people to talk to, and I had a great time. I don't know. They were a lot of fun. Yeah, it would have been. I guess that first year that I like became I don't want to say obsessed, but I really liked Jacqueline, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure she liked me back, but there was something she didn't like about me, because when I asked her out, she said no, and I had to cut my hair for her to say yes. But I'm pretty sure that she was just saying that because she knew I was going to cut it because it was for cancer. So there was obviously something else that she didn't like about me. I remember like being annoyed. Like I remember being like a creep about, well, not a creep, but like I remember like jealous, the word I'm looking for. I remember being super jealous. Like she'd be talking to, who was his name, Tyler or whatever, in class, or no, yeah, in class, but at like Christine's party, I remember being super mad and like she'd be talking to me. I was like, well, now I think back, like, why don't you just go fucking talk to her then? Like, you're, like, ignoring her. You're not really going out to seek to talk to her. Like, you're not really doing anything to get her to like you more. Or, like, I don't know. I was silly, stupid. But I would have done things differently, but whatever. So, that first year, I kind of became infatuated with Jacqueline. And then, I guess that summer, or that spring, or whatever, kind of, that died down. And then... in college is when I realized I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to be more behind the camera. But it was also in college, I think that second year, by the end of that second year, I realized I don't know if I really want to do this forever, but I pursued it, and then for like a month or two, and then I was like, I really don't want to do this forever. I don't want to do this at all. It's more of a hobby. A couple of other things. I started playing drums around again in 2012. I started watching wrestling again, and I believe it was February 2012. And it would have been, if my memory serves me right, I started watching the Monday Night Raw before Elimination Chamber in February. So we're coming up on 10 years almost. I can't believe it. It's been a long time. So I started smoking weed this decade. Like I don't know if I started smoking in grade 10 or 11. And drinking actually. I tried drinking, but I don't know if I started when I started, but I either started it this decade or was still relatively new to it at the start of the decade. In 2012, I decided to be straight edge. That would have been around the time Matt went into rehab. I started smoking again in 2018. In 2012 or 2013, I think it was 12, I became a partner on YouTube with Curse. I remember that was such an exciting moment. I believe when I found out I was hanging out with Taylor, and I got the email, and I was just super excited and happy and proud of myself. So that was awesome. In 2012, I also got my license. I bought my first car for about $2,000. It spent an entire summer, I believe, kind of just sitting in the garage, taunting me. I cleaned it, and I was so looking forward to driving that thing. And yeah, I was super happy and proud of myself for having it, owning it, and buying it myself. And it was mine. There's no one else bought it. No one else to take away from me. It was my car. It was a little piece of shit, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The AC didn't work. It blew hot air at you when you wanted cold. It blew cold air at you when you wanted warm. It took 30 minutes for the warm air in the winter to finally come in. It was awesome. I love that car, even though it ended up dying on me. But yeah, in 2016, I ended up buying a good car for like, I think it was $25,000. So, and I ended up paying it off in 11 months. So that's something I'm still proud of. I had the luxury of living at home and not having a lot of expenses, so that's why I was able to do that. But it's nice not having a car to pay off not having any debt to work on right now. This was the decade where I tried pursuing YouTube and streaming as a career. October 30th, 2013 was the first day of the year-long daily posting. That would have been my WWE 2K14 Part 1 video. And I posted a lot of videos prior to that, but this was like the first day when I started posting daily. And the last video that I made daily was on November 17th, 2014, and that was Saints Row 3 Part 2. So I posted for almost an entire year straight, daily. And I remember I also streamed 3 times a week for usually 3 to 4 hours. But I remember, like, especially when I started, like the first, up until maybe I think even up until the spring, I loved it. I loved it. I had that Excel spreadsheet of all the stuff that I was posting when I was posting it, what I wanted to film when I wanted to film it. I had so much fun. I loved doing thumbnails. I loved working on videos. I loved making them. I loved everything about it. And then eventually I just got bored of it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And it was also around then when I realized, like when I started getting bored of it, I was like, this sucks. What if this was my job? Like, I'm getting bored right now. I don't want to do this. I don't want to stream either. If this was my job, I would have to do this. And that was kind of when I started having that conversation with myself, that when I realized, like, in theory, gaming or whatever streaming is and YouTube making is, it's good. It's a good job for me in theory, but in practice it sucks, because it's like I go through ups and downs of wanting and not wanting to play games and make videos and stuff and streaming, and I don't want to have to do that. I want to do that for fun. And once I stopped doing it, trying to get popular and trying to make a job out of it, I realized, like, it's just so much more fun. It's so much more freeing. I feel more creative. I feel less restricted on what I should be doing, because, you know, I try to conduct myself in a certain way, or respond to comments and, you know, do it in a certain way, or just try to be a certain way to make sure, you know, I don't want to ruin my chances of being popular. And I realized now it's like, if I post something, I don't give a shit if you watch it. I'm posting it for me. Like, when I post visual gaming videos now, it's like because I want to watch them later. I want to watch this in 5 years. I'm like, oh yeah, fun times. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait to go back and watch those Gary Moz videos that I posted last year in 2019. I can't wait to watch those in like 2022 and be like, oh yeah, fun times. Oh my gosh. That's why I posted. I'm really looking forward to that. After not posting, I ended up posting sporadically throughout, starting in 2016. I posted a lot on my WoW channel, but on Vigil I started posting randomly throughout. And then in 2019, I posted the most videos since 2014. I think it was like over 20 or something like that. So I posted a lot. And that was honestly, the majority of those videos came in the span of the last 3 months of the year. Because I think I started playing Gary's Mod again in September. So yeah. But after college, I wait, did I didn't even talk about that. Yeah, so I fell in love for the first time in 2012. I totally skipped that. Taylor and I, because that was part of a point that I missed. But yeah, Taylor and I started dating in 2012, and I fell in love truly for the first time in 2012. And I remember that was so awesome because we were flirting a little bit, and I definitely liked her, and we were flirting for a little bit. And I remember it was like, I think it was Thanksgiving weekend 2012. We had to film something for Red Letter Day for school. And we went to some waterfront place, and we held hands for a shot. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm holding her hand. I'm in love with this girl right now. And apparently she felt the same way. And I remember afterwards, Brando was driving, so he drove us back to the school and dropped me off at my car. And Taylor was just gonna walk to her car and then drive home, because she parked at the other part of the parking lot, like a complete other parking lot. So I was like, I'll just drive you. I'll just drive you to your car, and then why would you walk there? Because I'm on the way. It's on the way for me anyway. So she's like, all right, fine. So when I dropped her off, she's like, do you want to come over and watch Breakfast Club with me? And my initial reaction was say no. Like, I don't want. No, not really. I don't really want to watch that movie. No, I'm good. But I said yes, because I was like, I'll hang out with you for a bit. I like you. I'll hang out with you. And legitimately, in my dumb brain, I was like, we're just there to watch Breakfast Club. So about halfway through the movie, finally, thank God she did something. Because I honestly, if she didn't do anything, I would have watched the movie and be like, all right, cool, see ya. So thank God I guess she came over, like, I don't remember exactly what happened. She knocked my chair over, like she pushed me over on my chair for some reason, and then she sat with me, or sat closer to me or something like that. And then we ended up kissing at some point. I don't remember what happened, but yeah, that was awesome. Like, I remember my heart was racing. I was super excited. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm like, this beautiful chick is kissing me. Oh my God. And so I asked her out and she said no. That was rough, but we ended up hanging out for a little while, and afterwards she finally said yes, and I liked bugging her saying, yeah, you didn't want to date me at first. So that was great. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm so glad. Like, that was so much fun. That was such a good memory, which apparently I forgot to even mention. But that was such a good memory, and that was such a good that was a good relationship, and it was an important one for me. I learned a lot. I remember, I don't know why she dated me though. I was so stupid. Like, she had to coach me through so many simple, dumb relationship things. Like, I remember when the honeymoon phase ended, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't love her anymore. We should break up. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not how it works. So thank God she stuck with me for three years and a bit, because my God, I was an idiot. But yeah, no, and obviously I learned, how to be in a relationship. I learned a lot about the person I want to be with, how to act in a relationship. And though I didn't act those ways, whether it was in the relationship or out of it, I learned how to be a person inside of a relationship. So yeah, and also it was in that relationship that I learned that I really, really like solid, like the more solitude, I guess, the more private areas, like the country, for example. Taylor lived in the country, so I loved, like, at first I hated it. I was like, how could you live here? And then I remember it was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, you get to her house, you get out of the car, and it's just weird. Every single time it was weird, because it was like, there was nothing. There was no sound at all. There was nothing. And I was like, this is so crazy. There's no sounds of cars. There's nothing. It's awesome. And the small town feel, I loved it. And I realized that that's where I want to live. I want to live in the country. Like, I don't know if it's as far as the country for her, because she had to drive like 20 minutes to go to a grocery store, or 30 minutes or whatever it was, and like to go to like a mall that's like 45 minutes or something. So it's like, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe like outside of town, where I have to like drive. If I drive into town, I can get everything, and it's not that long a drive. But yeah, no, I loved it. And I think it was at first, I think we started dating in October, and then it would have been, I'm pretty sure that very first Christmas I went to her house for the weekend, and I remember being super nervous. I remember Taylor Swift's Red Album being the soundtrack for that, and I remember getting to her house, and like, I think it was one of her uncles, the one who had the bald one, and her brothers. I don't remember who else was there, but like, I remember no one acknowledged me. They were completely ignoring me pretty much, and I was like, okay. So I went around shaking everyone's hand, like, I don't know, it was weird, uncomfortable, but yeah. So that was fun. I fell in love for the first time this decade, which was awesome. So moving on then. I talked about being straight edge, smoking, partnership. I talked about my license. I talked about YouTube streaming. So yeah, after college, I worked in a call center for a few months, which is where I found out. That's when I went to that job thinking, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, I'm just gonna work in a call center, I guess. I don't know. And that's when I found out I like data entry. I like the data entry portion of that job. And it was the first time where I ever felt like I really knew what I wanted to do with what I could do with the rest of my life, which was data entry and working, with putting shit into a computer. In November of 2014 is when I saw Slipknot for the first time in my life, and it was at that point probably it was the greatest day of my life. I had so much fun. I left there feeling just completely free, completely like myself, and honestly, to this day, I still try to maintain a level of happiness as close to that as I can. It was awesome. In 2014, I also worked at a grocery store, which helped me talk to people. That's when I started being even more comfortable just around people, and just, I don't know, because before then I was kind of shy. Even though I had that new kind of emulated personality, I was still shy and didn't know how to talk to people. That kind of helped me a little bit more with small talk. I'm still not good at it, but helped me more with small talk. Helped me realize talking to people isn't that big of a deal, and made me more comfortable around them, which was nice. In 2015, I got the office job, which I was good at and I liked, and it was my first full-time job. Is when I felt like an adult for the first time. Honestly, I felt like I could work there for a long time, and I ended up realizing it was a dead-end job, though. Ended up laying me off in March of 2018. But yeah, that job, a lot of good memories there, a lot of good people. That was definitely a good cast of people that I worked with. Had a lot of good times there. Nothing really in particular stands out to me as a cool, funny memory. But I definitely enjoyed my time there. I learned a lot there. I had pretty much that job set me up for for a lot of, it set me up for a lot of interview questions, I guess, and just experience. Also, like, tell me a time when, do you have experience with this? Like, yes, 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 here you go, all these examples, and it was awesome. Like, I was good at that job, and yeah, it was fun. It sucked. It was, I don't know if it sucked. It was tedious, and at times it was really, really boring. But it was nice. It was like I got more responsibilities, and I felt like, you know, I was being trusted. And I don't know. Maybe if I didn't get laid off, I'd probably still be there. Maybe. And I don't know if I still be doing the same thing or not. But yeah, it was an important thing for me. I enjoyed it, and I remember being so scared I was going to get fired at first, because there was like 4,000 different screens I had to memorize, and I was like, how do you memorize this? And eventually being something that people were asking me that, how do you memorize this? There's so much shit to know. So yeah. But near the tail end of the job is when I got back the anxiety of not knowing what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and it was like, I definitely don't want to do this, and that's when I really started to really hate work. Moving on then, broke up with Taylor on January 1st, 2016, so we are at just past the 4-year anniversary. So now we have officially been broken up longer than we were dating. This spiraled me into a depression that lasted for I think 4 months, and it was the worst depression I ever felt. I've already talked about it, but I felt like that a hole of nothing inside of me. I went through therapy, and that's when I kind of shed the emulated personality and just tried to be myself, and I tried to learn who I was, how to be a better person, how to just... My goal was to not be an asshole. My goal was to be as thoughtful, as nice, as me as I could be, and I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't know how to start. So it's been a work in progress. I think that it's only recently that I've been starting to feel like I have a personality, I guess. I started to feel like I grew into myself. I'm comfortable in the person I am. When I think about, you know, who am I? I don't think I'm a combination of this person, that person, this person. I think I'm myself because I've made myself this way. I've thought about who I wanted to be, and I've worked towards being that kind of person and acting certain ways and thinking certain ways. So I think it's just been recently that I kind of grew into myself, and it's nice. I don't know. It's nice being me. Like, I feel like I have an idea of who I am. Something that I can't say that I felt 10 years ago when I was trying to be someone. Yeah, it's nice. I feel like I still have a long way to go. I think I have a lot of things to fix, improve upon, or change, or just learn, I guess. But I definitely think that I'm a lot further along than I was in 2012 when I was emulating people. I think that I'm a lot further along than I was in 2016 when I felt like I was no one. And I hopefully in 10 years I will hopefully feel like I've made even more progression on the person that I am. But yeah, it feels nice, kind of, I don't know, having an idea of who I am. But yeah. But after that depression, I came out, first of all, alive. I didn't know if that was going to happen, but I came out, like I said, feeling like a new person, and just kind of this new outlook on life and people and myself. So I hate saying it, but I wish Taylor didn't have to get hurt in the process. But honestly, that whole experience was needed for me to realize who I was, because I don't know of anything else that could have happened that really would have given me that eye-opening experience of, oh my god, I'm an asshole. I don't like who I am. I'm a jerk. I'm a piece of shit. So I think that was a necessary evil for me. Of course, like I said, I wish it didn't have to happen for Taylor. But without that, I don't know what I would be. And I think, yeah, I'm looking back now, I'm super thankful that I went through that, because I don't like who I was. So I try to stay away from that guy as much as I can. St. Patrick's Day 2017 is when I got my first tattoo, my smiley face. To this day, still love the absolute shit out of it. I still look at it and get excited, happy that I have it, and it's just, yeah, I love it. May or June of 2017, I got my piercing, which I still love. I still really, really like. I started with the stud, ended up getting the ring like I wanted. And yeah, excuse me. I fell in love for the second time in the summer of 2017, and the more I think about it, at first I wasn't willing to say that. At first, when I thought about Carla and Mai's first date, I wasn't willing to say that was the best day of my life because I was like, that's still the best day of my life. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? This first date was definitely the best day of my life, and I still think that. We're broken up, we're friends, but that was definitely the best day of my life. Like, I love that day. I remember we were gonna go hang out, watch a movie on Saturday or something like that. But she was like, but on Friday, I don't remember who initiated. I'm pretty sure it was her. She's like, "Do you want us to hang out today? Like, I'm done work at 8. Do you want to hang out today?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." Because we met on Tinder, we talked, and we really had a connection really quick. We were just talking a lot, flirting a lot, and just really, I don't know, enjoying each other's conversation. And so we hung out on Friday. Went to go see Suicide Squad. First time I've ever been in a theater by myself, or I guess with no one else. Yeah, it was just, we watched that, and then we went like driving around. Like we drove around all night. I remember at one point it was like 2 or 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was just, there's no one on the, it was Friday. There's no one on the road. Every once in a while you pass like one car, but it was silent, death silent. I remember at one point, I honestly don't remember what we were talking about. Like, we were just driving. We drove, like, we didn't drive far. We just drove around the city. And at one point we drove past the graveyard, and she's like, "I love graveyards." And I was like, "Do you want to go in?" She's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." And we went inside that graveyard. We walked around, looked at stuff, admired it. Like, I don't know. I don't really care about graveyards, but she really likes them. So we went around that. I remember that was like, I remember at one point, there's like this, I don't know, monument, but like this upright thing that has, you know, the shelves, or not shelves, the drawers or whatever, that's to fit a lot of people in one spot. I guess they're ashes or whatever. And I remember we sat down in front of that. She sat, so basically I sat and she sat in between my legs, and kind of I hugged her from the back. And I remember like that moment, I was like, oh my god, like, this is so nice. And I remember that moment, I was like, I think I'm in love with this girl. And I wanted to ask her out right then, but like there was, I don't remember the context, but there was some joke that I wanted to do where it was like, the way I wanted to ask her out was I wanted to like propose to her. And future Mike, in case you forget, this wasn't like some psycho proposal type shit. There was a story to this. There was context. She would have laughed, but embarrassed, but she wouldn't have thought like, oh my god, what the fuck's he doing? There was a story to this. It made sense. So that's what I wanted to do. But we ended up getting back into my car, and I ended up asking her then if she wanted to be my girlfriend. She said yes. And then we drove around for a little bit more. I think we want to go back to my house at some point. But Ro was over, and he barks at literally anyone he doesn't know, even people he does know. So we came into the house, and Ro just started barking, and I was like, fuck it, no, it's like, again, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing this. So we went back to her place, and we just hung out in my car. We chilled, and it was like 6-7 o'clock in the morning when we went, when we were done hanging out. So she went home, I drove home, went to sleep for a bit. I think I woke up at like 10, 11, 12 maybe. And I don't remember how we got on the topic, but she had mentioned going to the aquarium. And so I was like, "Do you want to go?" And she's like, "Oh my god, really?" I was like, "Yeah." So we ended up going to the aquarium. We went to Toronto to the aquarium, and we spent all day there. I think we got there at maybe 3-4 o'clock. Went to the aquarium, had so much fun. And I remember afterwards we kind of, after the aquarium, we sat down on a bench outside of the aquarium, and I still remember like taking a second to be like, oh my god, like, I'm having so much fun. I'm just, this is awesome. Like, this is honestly such a great day. And actually go back a little bit, before we got to my house, like at 3 or 4 in the morning is when I told her I loved her, and I was like, I don't care if this is too soon. I just know, like, I'm so in love with you right now. And I truly felt that. Because it just, everything was moving so quickly. And it was like, I just really, really felt love like I never felt before. So I told her that, and she ended up saying it back, which was nice. But then, yeah, so we went to the aquarium. We had a great time. Afterwards, we kind of sat and we just enjoyed each other's company. We were just kind of, I think I had my arm around her or something like that. And it was just awesome, dude. I fucking loved it. And I think we were planning on going home, but then we're like, "Do you want to go have something to eat?" So we ended up going to, what was it, Jack Astor's, I think. And it was like midnight. We ended up going to Jack Astor's. walking around Toronto for a bit. I remember, for some reason, I remember what it was. There's like a whole bunch of people that were falling. Like that was the theme. People were just falling around us. So we laughed at that. And yeah, like honestly, it was a perfect day too. It was like, it was warm, but it was like a little cool. So you weren't hot. You were just like, you were comfortable. And it was awesome, dude. Honestly, it was awesome. That was the best day of my life. That first date with Carla. And I loved every second of it, dude. Honestly, like that was the perfect first date. I had so much fun, and it's it's gonna suck because it's like I don't know if I want to trouble myself here, but in the future, like, how do I top that? Like, how do I have a first date as good as that? I don't know, but yeah, it was awesome. I loved every second of that, and that was definitely the best day of my life. So I'm very thankful for that. And I remember taking an extra second to appreciate the fact that like we started dating. What was it? August? Was it August of 2017? And you know, a year and a half ago, I was just depressed, thinking that I didn't know if I could. I don't even know if I'll be alive. And yeah, and I'm having the best day of my life. So yeah, that was that. In October of 2018, go back to school. I finished December 2019, got a job offer, which is going to set me up for, you know, like I said, start of a new year, new job, and potentially, ideally, probably start me in a career. Like I don't know where I'll be in 10 years, but this is the start of my new career with a new decade. So there's that. In the summer this year, I got my heart tattoo on my collarbone, and yeah, so. In general, in terms of similarities, I still, from 10 years ago, I still don't really know what I want to do with my life. I definitely IT for now, but when I think about it, I don't want to work in IT forever. Like I don't want to do this forever. Like it's cool. It's definitely something I can see myself doing for a while, but like I don't know if I want to do this forever. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life. So maybe I'll find out eventually. This decade, I also realized that high school was mostly bad because I made it bad. Like it wasn't that bad. It's just bad because I wanted it to be. So I don't really hold a grudge against it anymore. Like I still don't like some of the teachers that I had, but for the most part, high school wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And I wish I could go back and enjoy it more and not be so, I don't know, annoyed with it. Like I made high school bad because I don't know. I made high school bad. No one else made it bad for me. So, there's that. And yeah, I came into this decade as a teenager and I grew into an adult. I feel when I think about myself now, I feel more mature. But I also feel like I have a lot of work left. Yeah, like I don't know. People always said, you know, you're 16, 17, 18 years old. You're not really an adult. You know, you don't know what you're doing. I don't feel that much different than I did 18, like when I was 18. Like everyone says, you know, like that whole adult thing. Like you're 18, like you don't know, you're not an adult. It's like, well, thinking back now, having 8 years since I was 18, like I don't feel that much different. Like I'm definitely more mature. Sure, I definitely had a lot more experiences, but for the most part, I don't feel that much different. So I don't know. Maybe there is a difference, but for the most part, I didn't feel it. When I thought about what 16-year-old me would think of 26-year-old me, I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to put myself back in that mentality without the life experiences that I've had, because I don't know. As hard as I try, I can't really remember what I was like at 16. I think he'd be probably happy with my life. Like he'd be, you know, of all the stuff that I've said, I think he'd be happy for the most part. He'd probably want me to move out. I feel like he'd be happy knowing that. So basically, when I was 18, I was like, when I'm 30 years old, I'm gonna get a vasectomy or whatever it's called, so I don't have kids. Or no, sorry, at 18 I wanted to get that, or I don't know, something like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'll wait till I'm 30. It's a big decision. I'll wait till I'm 30. I think 18-year-old me would be happy to know that a decision he made, I am thankful for right now. So thank you, 18-year-old Mike, for that. Because right now, if I turn 30, I don't know if I'll even get that. Not that I want kids, but like I don't know. Like I'm definitely, as much as I didn't want kids when I was 18, I want them more than I did, but I don't want them at all. Like I don't know. If this is wanting a kid, and this was me when I was 18, not wanting a kid, I'm maybe here, right? So that's just all I'm saying. But yeah. My resolution, I don't really do resolutions because I think they're stupid, but like I said, I don't know. Not that they're stupid, just that they don't really matter. But I think I'll make one for the decade, and that is for this decade. I want to be more creative. Last few weeks, I've been wanting to kind of restart acting. I don't know. Star Wars kind of brought it out of me, and I want to restart acting. So Monday is kind of the start of the new year. That's when I go back to working out, eating healthy, and so that's like my new year. And I just want to be more creative. If that means just editing a visual video, sure. But I want to, start acting. Maybe try theater again. I like some Facebook groups for local theater groups. Maybe do a play or two. Play guitar. Make YouTube videos for Hopeless. Just draw. I don't know. Write a book. Something. Just be more creative this year or this decade, and really fulfill that creative urge inside of me. Because I feel like I have creative ideas. I just don't really put them to use. So I just want to be more creative, and especially the acting. The acting is right now what I'm, for some reason, want to focus on, which is weird. I started the decade wanting to act, and now I'm ending it. I'm starting the next decade wanting to act. So we'll see. But yeah, just be more creative. That's it. That's the only thing I'm asking for myself in this next decade. And 36-year-old me. Hopefully, Mike, you're watching this around the start of the next decade. So it'll be December, January-ish, 2029, 2030. I don't know. But I've listed out a bunch of questions that I want to ask myself in 10 years from now, and I'm sure this list could have been longer. It's just kind of stuff that I came up with over the last couple of days. But these are the questions that I would like you, 36-year-old Mike, to answer. I don't know if you're still doing these vlogs, but if you are, definitely add them to that video. But these are questions I have for you that I want you to answer. So, first question is, did you move out yet? And if you did you end up being a happier person? Because right now your theory is that you're so kind of tightly wound and easily annoyed because you live at home. You feel like you need space. And did you move out, and did that help? Next question is, are your 30s as intimidating as they seem right now, and are you looking forward to your 40s? Because right now, I'm not scared of it. I'm just dreading not being 20 anymore. I feel like, once you're out of your 20s, it's kind of downhill for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but how are your 30s? Did they end up being as crazy and intimidating as I thought they were? Were they better than your 20s? I don't know. How are they? And again, are you looking forward to your 40s? Did you have the same fear going into? Do you have the same fear going to 40 as you did going into 30? Where do you work? And are you satisfied there? Do you still think work takes up the best days of your life and best days and years of your life? Did you have to go back to school? And if so, holy fuck, man, stop! You hate it. Did work end up being as intimidating as it seems now? I don't know. I don't know a whole lot. I don't know where I'm going to be in 6 months after this contract ends. I don't know how everything's going to turn out. So yeah. How'd things turn out in terms of work? Are you still working out? And if not, why not? It sucks, but you know it's good for you. Go work out, you lazy fuck. Something I have to tell myself right now, because Monday I have to start working out again. Like I said, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. At the same time, I kind of am, because I've been eating unhealthy and not working out for a couple of weeks now, just giving myself a break, and it's like I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to kind of getting in shape, I guess. Just what I have to do that sucks. I'm not looking forward to the working out portion of it, and I still feel like I want to change up my workout, but I know it's like a really good workout that hits a lot of things that I otherwise wouldn't be hitting. So I don't know. Go work out. How many times did you fall in love this decade, and did you ever find it easier to give up your personal time? Because right now, I'm single. The thought of even being in a relationship is almost anxiety-inducing, just because it's like, I don't want to, if it's Saturday, I don't want to have to okay, I guess we're hanging out today because it's Saturday, and I don't have to do shit I don't like. I don't know. So I don't know, how many times did you fall in love, and do you still kind of feel that way where you don't like giving up personal time? What do you do in your free time? Right now, you just play your games and you watch stuff, but is there anything else that you've done in your free time that you like doing now, or is it kind of the same? Do you still not want kids, and do you still think marriage is whack? I'm curious to see kind of where I'm at in 10 years in terms of both of those things. I definitely don't want to get married. I don't have any, I don't know. I still feel the same way I did about that 10 years ago. I think marriage is dumb, pointless. I don't want to do it at all. Kids, I've definitely warmed up to. I don't want them, but I've warmed up to it. And I think that, to be honest, I'm more excited about Matt having a kid than me wanting a kid. I can't wait to be an uncle. I cannot wait. Because I'm going to be the cool uncle, dude. I can't wait. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. Hopefully it happens eventually when he's ready. But yeah, do you still not want kids? What's up with that? Do you still listen to an album a day? Right now, you have been for the last couple of years. And is Slipknot's Volume 3 still your favorite album of all time? Right now, it is. Did you ever learn how to play Ezekiel by The Weight Lifted on drums? Because you've wanted to play that for like 6 years now, and you still haven't even gotten around to it. Did the Leafs ever end up... Hold on. Yeah. Did the Leafs ever end up winning a cup? And regardless of the answer, did you cry? I hope that you're pausing the video right now. I really, really hope you're pausing the video and you're taking a second to recount the awesome cup run they went on at some point. I don't know, but there's that. Throat. Did you ever end up getting the Paradise is in My Soul tattoo? What about the All My Endings Are Waiting to Begin tattoo? Do you have a sleeve tattoo? And you had ideas for family tattoos. Did you ever end up getting them? Having to get them, I guess. Yeah. Similar to that, did you deal with death yet? Right now, you haven't dealt with death. Fortunately, I guess. Unfortunately, in some situations, but have you dealt with that yet? Has anyone close to you died? How was that? Because right now you're scared of it. You don't know how you're gonna react. It's scary. So, how'd that go? Do you still cry easily? Because right now, like, you cry pretty easily. You feel like having a good cry every once in a while is good for you, and makes you feel better. But do you still cry very easily? Did you ever end up building that incredible, no expense spared PC? The one that you started thinking about like a month after you built this one, the one that has, the RAID 0 friggin' hard drive M.2s, the one that has no spinning disk hard drives, the one that has RGB everything, the one that has the latest and greatest graphics card, the one that has the sound card if you're gonna get that, the 128 gigs of RAM, whatever it is, with the RGB stuff. So did you end up building that? Because I feel like within 10 years I should probably build a new computer, right? So did you do that? Are there any new Star Wars movies? And if so, how are they? Because right now, The Rise of Skywalker is only a few weeks old, I guess a month old almost. And you loved it, and you, like I said earlier, it reinvigorated your love for the Star Wars franchise. And I believe the next Star Wars movie comes out in 2022, the trilogy or whatever. So did those come out? Are they any good? Did you like them? Do you still like Star Wars? I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. Like right now, the only thing we have is Mandalorian and the final Star Wars movie there. So, any new ones? How'd those go? Do you still watch wrestling? How's that? Because right now, you spent the year 2019 kind of really getting into wrestling, watching everything: New Japan, All Elite, TNA, Ring of Honor, ROW, NWA Power, MLW, all the stuff. You watched all that crap, and then after SummerSlam, you kind of started dying down and stuff, and now you're kind of just watching WWE. So like the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live main events. You watch AEW and AEW Dark, and that's it. And even then, you're still like, I don't really want to watch this. You're kind of you like wrestling, but you're kind of bored of it right now. Do you still watch it? Do you ever go to WrestleMania? Actually, I just realized, does that ever happen? Did you ever go to that? Because you really want to. Right now, Brock Lesnar and Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt are the champs. Do you remember those guys? Wow, cool. AEW is just a couple months old and it's still relatively popular. Seth Rollins is out there. He's killing it with. He just turned heel recently with AOP. I don't know. New Day are still a thing. Are they still around? I don't know. AJ Styles, Randy Orton. Triple H is in charge of NXT. Chris Jericho's the champ in AEW, first ever champ. Sammy Guevara looking to be a star. What's that dude's name? I don't remember, but okay. So there's that. Have you left the country yet? Have you left the province even? If not, I think you should do that. 26-year-old you would like you to do that. It doesn't have to be far. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just you should go travel sometime. Did you ever end up trying mushrooms or any other drugs? Because right now you really think that trying some sort of psychedelics would be interesting and like thought provoking. I guess it could make you think certain ways and alter the way you view the world and stuff. So you're interested in trying those. Did you ever try those? And how are your YouTube channels doing? Do you still make these videos? I don't know. Do you still make visual stuff Hopeless stuff, WoW stuff. I don't know. Did you make a new channel? How's that going? Do you feel like you better become a better version of yourself? I was talking about that earlier. I still have a lot of work to do. Do you feel like, because right now you feel like you're okay, but you still have work to do. Like, what do you feel like now? Like, do you feel like you've become, like, is your anger still something that you have to work on? Is your depression still kind of up and down? Do you still, is humor still your, like, both a defense mechanism, both part of your personality, like a personality trait? Do you still, not look for the approval of others, but like when you go out in public, for example, like, do you still try to look presentable? So like, if someone sees you, like I don't care what they think, but it kind of like, I want them to notice me. What's like, in terms of like the person you are though, like, are you also like kind, nice, thoughtful? I don't know. What do you like? Is World of Warcraft still popular? And if so, what the fuck is that game about right now? Because it's been around for a while. So what is that game even about now? Did Half-Life 3 ever end up getting made? You got Half-Life Alyx coming out in 3 months here. Half-Life 3? Any other Half-Life games? Portal? Left 4 Dead? Any of those games ever get a third game? Let me know. How are Ro, Milkshake, Tinker, parents, obviously, Matt? How are they all doing? Did Matt get a new pet? Did you get a pet? Did you ever get that lizard? You wanted a bearded dragon. Did you ever get that? And finally, did you spend the decade being more creative? Did you do that? Did you end up adhering to that resolution you set for yourself? If not, why? Why not? What happened? Did you just forget? Did you just kind of fall out of it? Did you get busy with stuff? What happened? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to hopefully watching this back in 10 years and seeing, hey Mike, this is 26-year-old you. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to having the answer to these questions. It's weird talking to myself in the future, but 10-year-old Mike or 36-year-old Mike, let me know. All that stuff. And there's a couple of reminders I wrote down here. One thing I want you to remember is to not let the kid inside of you die. Don't hate the youth because you were once also a stupid kid. Remember, you had YOLO and you had planking, so don't hate them because they have their own thing. Be cool. And yeah, like I said, don't let the kid inside you die. Like, you still like cartoons. You still like eating cereal every morning. Tricks, man. Tricks are the shit. You have a childlike sense of humor. Just be a kid forever. Please. Never become corporate and always maintain a shred of defiance. Never become the man, dude. Even if that means wearing a big "fuck you" shirt underneath your dress shirt, do it, dude. Just don't become the man. You like being funny. Be funny even if you're not. And I just hope you're happy. Because yeah, that's been the big thing of this decade, is trying to be happy. So I hope you're happy. I hope this decade has brought you happiness, success. I hope you're rich as fuck, dude. And yeah, I just hope you're happy in every aspect of your life that needs to be happy. Personally, professionally, I guess even romantically. Even if you're single but happy about it, cool. Yeah, I just hope you are happy, and I hope that whatever, I'm sure that there's gonna be depression and there's gonna be downs in this next decade, whatever they are. I hope they aren't super bad, and if they are, I hope that the depression you feel from them doesn't last forever. This is gonna be so fucking weird watching this back in 10 years. Because like I go back and I watch some of the stuff I made in college, the vlogs, and it's like, this is so weird watching. Like, look how young I look. Look how naive I am. What are you thinking? Like, I guess the final question I have is, what you've ideally now watched an hour-long video from 10 years ago of yourself when you were 26 years old. Your birthday's coming up in 5 months. You're almost 27. You're starting a new job. You still live at home. You want to be an actor again for some reason. What is it like? Like, how much with me do you identify? Like, are we still the same person? Are you proud of me? Did I set you up to to have a good 36th birthday, 37th birthday, I guess. I don't know, man. Is it weird? All right. That's enough time space continuum weirdness. I'm gonna go watch some stuff. Get some Subway probably. Get a coffee. I'm goddamn tired. And yeah. Happy New Year. Happy new decade. And I really fucking hope the Leafs win a cup. If they haven't won a cup with this goddamn core, you got Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, Freddie Anderson, Riley, who's apparently had a bad season, Tyson Barrie, who I don't know if he stayed. Sheldon Keefe is a coach. Kyle Dubas is they better have won a goddamn cup, dude.